Today I am joined by Alex Winicki. He is a registered dietitian specializing in sports nutrition here in the Upstate. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh yeah, and you know, the nice weather is upon us. I know a lot of us, we're training for races, we're training for maybe a triathlon. I know you're a cyclist. Me, myself, I'm training for the Cooper River Bridge Run, which is happening in Charleston. I know it's a huge race. And so we want to talk about foods that can actually help athletes and help people in general. But I think it's really interesting that there are foods out there that can not only make us feel good, but help our performance perhaps, and even help the way we train. So let's talk about nitric oxide, what it is for viewers who maybe have never heard of that term, and then explain how you can get it from food.
Absolutely. So nitric oxide is a signaling molecule found in the body, made in the body, and we can also get it through some foods, as you alluded to. Now, that signaling molecule helps from everything from immune function, muscle contraction, energy production, but what it's probably most known for is its ability to enhance blood flow and decrease blood pressure. So for people that are suffering from hypertension or maybe are mitigating cardiovascular disease risk, that's huge, right? Because they could really help treat or prevent those conditions. For athletes, though, it can help with enhancing muscle contraction and making our muscles more efficient when oxygen is at a premium. So you could think of a 10K, you could think middle distance running, intermittent team sports, things when we need a lot of oxygen. Nitric oxide can really help the muscles work more efficiently in those moments.
All right, so let's talk about foods that can increase your nitric oxide.
Okay, yeah, so we got a couple examples on the table. Probably the one that's most synonymous with nitrate and nitric oxide are beets, right? So beets and beet juice, but there's other things like rhubarb, bok choy, arugula, celery, parsley. We can think a lot of different leafy vegetables, right? Lots of greens. Those are rich in nitrate, and these are particularly high in nitrate. Other vegetables might contain it, but maybe not to a large extent, right? And then we could kind of go to maybe a more processed and condensed version of that plant-based nitrate with beet juice, which you could imagine in this jar of beet juice is, 20, 30, 40 beets. Like, it'd be hard for us to eat that many beets. But then nowadays there's also powders and chews that are a little bit more palatable to get a high amount of nitrate without us having to eat 4 bowls of salad.
Okay, so again, these foods are helping more oxygen actually get to the body. Once they're processed, that nitric oxide happens, and that's why you're actually able to breathe better in a sense, right?
Yeah, well, it's all about relaxation in those blood vessels, right? So we could get really complicated in it, but it's helping with a myriad of things, from we're better able to use that oxygen, and we have better blood flow throughout the body and better muscle contraction. So be it a hypertensive individual, just a normal average Joe, or someone who's training for a 10K, such as yourself, those effects take hold, and we can reap the benefits from these plant sources or from supplements. Now, for athletes, it might be more beneficial for us to look at the supplementation aspect, just because, as you can imagine, running a 10K and trying to do that with a very large salad on your stomach might not feel so great.
Okay, and then for athletes, how long before you run that race should you take a supplement?
Yeah, really good question. So I would first recommend that always try this in training first. We don't want to try anything new on race day. So at Brittany Jones Nutrition Group, as a registered dietitian, that's something I help athletes with all the time, trying to put it into the day-to-day. 2 to 3 hours before would be the most efficacious. So having 2 scoops of one of these powders would probably work best for trying to get those gains. And then the chews are actually more of like a heart healthy promotion, like every day. You can almost take it alongside like a multivitamin. So there are some products out there on the market geared more towards health, and some products that are geared more towards sport.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Alex, for joining us today. And bottom line, make sure you eat those leafy greens and your beets, because they can help you with your overall wellness, help you breathe better, help you train better. A lot of good things.
Absolutely. And if people want to learn more, they can always go to BrittanyJonesRD.com or follow us at Greenville Dietitians on Instagram, and find out the power of plants and what working with a sports dietitian can do for you.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.